Start. Okay, Rabbi Isai, we're getting ready. This is a week before Shavuos, so we're getting ready. Over the years, I've given them a lot of classes about different minhagim and Shavuos. For those who learn Basa B'Cholah with us, I did it about the complication of how do you have milchiks and fleishiks on Shavuos, about the flowers and trees on Shavuos. I gave Allah a shiur. And Megillas Rus, I wrote a book on Megillas Rus on Shavuos. So there's a lot to learn. But today, there's one topic I never covered. I figured we'll cover it today. It's pretty short. What's fascinating about this topic is the Alter Rebbe has, in his Shulchan Aruch, the Alter Rebbe has 4 seifim elaborating one halacha. And this is very uncommon, but the Mishnah Brura in Shulchan Aruch, Mishnah Brura, he quotes it word for word. And at the end, he doesn't say that it's from the Alter Rebbe. He says, "Zehu tamtzis divrei achreinim." That's the gist. That's the what I found in the achreinim. But it's literally word for word from the Alter Rebbe. What topic are we talking about? On the Kriyas Torah, we know on Shavuos, every Yom Tov you have to read Minyonei Shel Yom. You have to read about the topic of the day. So on Pesach, we're going to read in the Torah about the story of Pesach. On Sukkot, what do you read about on Shavuos? You read about Matan Torah. So there's the event, what led up to Matan Torah, how we prepared, and then there's the actual Aseres Hadibros, the actual 10 commandments. So there's a very interesting note when you're going to be standing there on Shavuos listening to the Aseres Hadibros. You're going to realize that the Baal Korah is not stopping based on where the pasuk starts and finishes. It looks like he's motoring off 1 or 2 psukim. He's making a longer sentence than what it's written. What's going on? So I'm going to read you the halacha Shulchan Aruch, and then there is one minig that the world has a very nice, beautiful tradition. For some reason, the Lubavitch doesn't have the tradition, and that is before the first person gets the aliyah, even though in the Alter Rebbe Siddur it's brought. The Akdamos. The Akdamos is a song. It's a rap. Exactly. It's a rap. Speaking about the holiness and the specialty of the giving of the Torah and how special the Torah is. So in the Siddur, the Alter Rebbe brings the Nusach, the text of the Akdamos. And in the world in general, they sing it. Akdamos, Chabad Minig.
Like a rap.
Yeah. Chabad Minig is not to say it out loud, but nevertheless, privately, hiddenly, we heard that the Rebbe used to say it himself because his father used to say it. Well, whatever, but there's a beautiful story of the author. You know the story of Akdamos? You know the story of him? What's so special about the writing of the text of Akdamos? It's in history. There was a bishop at one time decided to persecute the Jews and give them a real hard time, and he really was giving a lot of trouble to the Jews in his country, and the king set up a time for debate, and this guy was this bishop was not only just a bishop, a troublemaker, he was a witchcraft, a machashev, and people couldn't, so nobody was able to stand up against him. So he said, "I'm ready to debate any Jew," and make a long story short. And nobody had the powers to fight him because he was mamish. He had witchcraft powers. And so they decided they're going to send to overseas. There was a group of Yidden were known to be special, holy Yidden, but you couldn't get there so easily because you had to cross a river or something that there was raging stones. Yeah, raging stones. And the only day of the week that it's down and you're able to travel through is Shabbos. But you can't travel on Shabbos. But this is a pikuach nefesh. So they chose one person. His name was Reb Meir. Reb Meir, you're the one that's going to go travel on Shabbos, only on Shabbos, because the rest of the week you can't go. And you're going to go to the other city, other country, and try to find somebody come debate the guy, debate the priest. And don't forget, you're doing a life mission, because once you go, you can't come back. Because going is pikuach nefesh. You could go down Shabbos. Back, it's not pikuach nefesh. Your replacement is coming. So the bottom line is he got to. I'm saying a long story short. That's why people get all emotional about this prayer of Akdamos. He went to Shabbos. The whole community greeted him to the water. When it settled, when it stopped, he went across the water, and over there he told everybody the story. They found one person, a tailor, who was willing to risk his life. But before he left, Reb Meir wrote this beautiful poem of the Akdamos, which is all writing about the specialty, the beauty of Torah, if you're an Aramaic, and that's the end of the story is the tailor made it across on that Shabbos. Everybody from back in this town greeted him, and they set up a day for the debate, and he wasn't afraid of the witchcraft. And the end of the story is he obviously won the debate, and there was a game of witchcraft going on, and he won. And to commemorate that, he came along with Reb Meir's text of the Akdamos, and that's how it became so special. Okay, that's a long story, very, very short, because many people, I mean, you know the tune. Na, 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 na. Hey, rapper.
Yeah, they should do it.
All right, but I'm going to talk.
Instead of taking 20 minutes, we take 5.
I'm actually going to talk about Aseres Hadibros itself. The Aseres Hadibros, the Aseres Hadibros, the Ten Commandments are mentioned twice in the Torah. Once in Parshas Yisro and once in Parshas Vaschanan. Now, it's the same Ten Commandments, but if you look closely, the Evan Ezra points out a bunch of differences between the first one and the second one. It's repeating of the same event. How could they be written different words? What's the classical one, Michal? I call your name. I'm not saying your last name because everybody's going to hear who it is. What's the classical one?
Classical what?
Difference between the first Aseres Hadibros and the second Aseres Hadibros? What do we sing in L'Chodoidi? Shamar v'zachar b'dibur echad. In one of the Aseres Hadibros it says Shamar Yom Shabbos l'kachay, and the second place it says Zachar Yom Shabbos l'kachay. How could it be? It's explaining the same event.
I thought that was so that everyone's
So anyways, but the Evan Ezra goes on to bring many, many more differences about the same event. So now the Aseres Hadibros are mentioned twice. We're going to read on Shavuos, the one as it's mentioned. We'll soon see. But the problem is, if you look in the Chumash, the Aseres Hadibros is broken down into psukim. I'll give you the classical example. Loi sirtzach, loi signov, and loi sinaf means don't kill. And over here, actually, signov means don't take hostages. It doesn't mean money. And don't commit adultery, right? They're all one pasuk. It's 6 words, one pasuk. But they're 3 different topics. They're 3. So if you were to write the pasuk, you would be loi sirtzach, done. Loi sinaf, done. No, but it's in the Chumash. It's 3 mitzvahs, 3 prohibitions, all as one pasuk. I use this as an example because there is how you read it in the Chumash, and there is how to be read in the Torah. Obviously, in the Torah, there's no stops, there's no commas, there's no. So listen to the Alter Rebbe here. This is a Siman Tov Tzadik Dalet Seif Ches. But anybody here is a Baal Korah? Any of you young guys are Baal Korah? Read the Torah. You know the tune?
Yes.
You know Pashta Munach Zarka. Right, very good. So there's the tune. The tune is also very important. One of the most important parts is Soif Pasuk, Esnachta and Soif Pasuk. Esnachta is pause. It's a yield sign. Sometimes it looks like a bell, actually, a piece, right? That's where you pause. In the middle of because you can't rattle off a whole statement. This is pause, a yield. And then there's a Soif Pasuk, means topic over, end of a Pasuk. When you're going to hear the Chazan reading on the Aseres Hadibros, he's going to go ramming through. He's not stopping. What's going on? In the Chumash, it'll be at the end of a pasuk. So the Alter Rebbe says like this: Aseres Hadibros, when you're reading the Aseres 10 Commandments, Yesh Beis meaning the Guinness. There's 2 ways how to sing it. Ha'echad, one way to sing it is Oisa Mikol Dibur Pasuk Echad. From every mitzvah is 1 pasuk. So there are 10 commandments. There should be 10 psukim. There's not 10 psukim. There's more. So, but he says one way of reading it is every commandment is one pasuk. Afshu aruch, it could be 3 psuk, like Shabbos is a couple of psukim. The Balkar is going to read 3-4 psukim, however long, as one, because it's one commandment. Ay katzer, or it could be very short. For example, loy sirtzach, the Chazan is going to say loy sirtzach. What's he stopping in the middle of a pasuk? You should go loy sirtzach, loy sirtzach, because this is one way to sing it. Every mitzvah is a beginning and end. The first four don't have another God and don't worship another God, all talking about the same thing, are all going to become one long pasuk. Because Anoichi and Layilacha were said b'dibur echad. So that's one big difference. You're going to see he's going to gobble in many psukim together. But then other things change. Because when do you say Mitzrayim and when do you say Mitzrayim? In the same chumash, it depends if it's in the middle of a statement or the end of a pasuk. Mitzrayim is never an end of a pasuk. It's Mitzrayim. That the kamatz is when it's at the end of it's pausing time. So if you're going to read 2-3 psukim a shot, everything is going to turn into az. If you're going to read, in this case, lefichach tevas panai, the word panai, where you have to serve Hashem and not serve any other idol. Hanun, the nun from panai will not be anymore panai. It will be panai because you're going to continue reading. No stop, no pause. Or Zocher, Hashem Shabbos Akache, Sheishes Yomim Tavin. Oh, you're not stopping. Zocher Hashem Shabbos Akache is really in the Chumash. It stops. You're not stopping because the mitzvah Shabbos rolls in. So you're going to go Zocher Hashem Shabbos Akache, Sheishes Yomim. Why? Because it's still under the same topic. Lefichach, and therefore remember the difference between the and the ba and the Habeis, hachaf shel tevas kol, va'asisa kol melachtecha. It's not going to be kol; it's going to be chol. All this switches whether you're finishing a pasuk or it's a longer sentence. Hey man, you're a writer, Shalom. Does it make in the writing skill? That's you're right. It makes sense. Is a difference if you're writing a whole paragraph, how things are written in the middle of a paragraph, or things are written at the end of the paragraph, or in the beginning. Okay, so we have 3 differences. If it's flowing, there is no stopping in the middle. If it's flowing, everything is going to turn into ah. And if it's flowing, everything there's not going to be a bays or a kaf. It's going to be a chaf or a vase, because I'm not over yet. All right. V'chein loy sinaf hu pasuk echad shalom. Even though it's 2 words, that becomes a pasuk for itself. And it's not loy sinaf, it's loy tinaf. Why with a tough? Because it's finishing. It's the end of the sentence. Everything switches. You knew this? Wow, I'm teaching a sage something. Wow. And it's not loy tin af, it's loy tin off. All because this is a 2-word pasuk. That's one way to do it. That's following the method that that you divide the Aseres Hadibros based on commandments. So certain things could be over a couple of psukim together. Certain things could be 2 words, 1 pasuk. But I wish everybody would have a chumash in front or a siddur. V'hasheni, the second way, is making anoichi pasuk echad, lo yilecha pasuk sheni, right? And then if you're going to do it that way, you're going to be a lot of stops. The difference is between the local and the express. Yeah, you get into you're covering the whole point or not. So the Alter Rebbe says, why do we have 2 ways to do it? Says the Alter Rebbe, the reason why we sing the Aseres Hadibros in 2 separate ways The first one, the way we read it is read based on how it's written. That every dibur, every statement is on its own. And the second one is based on the reading. Shel inyan hakriya, based how we find concerning the kriya, ein milay sirtzach alay sachmaid ala pasik achal bavad. So now,
Let me say, on the luchos themselves,
they were separate,
it was written like it is in the Chumash.
right?
But our reading, when we read it, the
Right.
Chumash always says go to the end of the whatever, and you'll find the tikkun.
Correct.
Okay. I have another question.
One second. When we call Mokim, nevertheless, on Shavuos, even though it's written in the Chumash one way, the minig is to read it to continue it going based on each commandment. So it's going to flow in a couple of psukim as one. The fee, because on that day, Aseres Hadibros is given. So like you said, Shalom, we're going to read it the way it was given to us. It was given to us statement by statement, not as it was written. Rather how it was given to us. The kach koyin oisoi, k'moshe nasnu kol dibur b'pasik echad. Okay, so this is the special halach of the day. But I want to conclude with two short things. Number one, the Kotzker Rebbe asks, why is the holiday called Zman Matan Torah, the day of the giving of the Torah, and not Zman Kabbalah's Torah, not the day we got the Torah? Why are we celebrating the fact that Hashem gave it, not that we received it? And he says, in receiving the Torah, there are levels. The wise one, the learned man, feels a bigger chunk than the ignoramus. So that's not fair. We don't want to stress differences among Jews. Oh, this is the day we got it. We're going to stress how Hashem gave it to us. And Hashem gives it to us all alike. As everyone who davened said today, V'sein chelkeinu b'seresecha. Every Yid said, give me my part in the Torah. We all have equal parts. We all have the rights to take the whole Torah. That's one. So remember that we have the capabilities and we're able to do this. Number one. Number two is the Rebbe, based on letters from the Friedrich Rebbe, always, when it came to this season and he was writing letters or responding to people, you wish good Yontif or whatever, his message, his wish for the upcoming Yontif was very unique. He says we should all merit to be mekabel the Torah, to receive the Torah, b'simcha u'b'pnimius. Those are the two words. You should. The holiday of Shavuos is coming up. You should merit to receive the Torah with happiness and with inwardness. In other words, and the truth is, each one is connected. Something that really internalizes with you could be happy, because something which is external, it's bluff. You take a little booze, you get a little high, but you're not really happy. But if it's internal, then it's true happiness, and true happiness could also lead to pnimius. But the Rebbe and the Rebbe in all his letters would this is the nusach, the text of his wish. We should be mekabel the Torah. Now we're going to be mekabel the Torah because we're going to come to shul. The Rebbe made a big thing that even kids should come to shul because of them we are able to. They were the guarantors. So little kids come to shul to hear the Aseres Hadibros. Nevertheless, we don't look at it as it's being forced upon us. Accept it with free love, accept it with happiness, and make sure it gets part of you. That's the bracha, and we should all talk and be zoicha to be mekabel the Torah, the simcha b'pnimius.
Amen. A couple of questions.
Yeah.
Why do we